So the first thing you need to do, if you haven't already done so, is check out the video on how to write a training program that we've done. Okay, it's very broad and it looks at a lot of different angles, but just to quickly recap, we need to look at what your athlete wants to achieve, what their short and long-term goals are, what their current situation's at, so doing some fitness testing, what sort of things they need to actually work on, okay, and then finally putting it all together into one big written program. That's the start, okay, so you need to get that planning done before we can start specifically putting in some training techniques and some training sessions. So we've got our plan. What we need to look at is, what is the athlete wanting to achieve? What is the sport? What is the event that they're training for? What are their goals? So let's look at a sport like football, soccer, the world game. Okay, there's a lot of endurance involved. There's a lot of, so that the game goes for 90 minutes at a minimum. Okay, there's a lot of running, so an athlete needs to go for a long amount of time. But there's also going to be some short, sharp efforts. There's going to be some quick sprints. They're going to need some anaerobic fitness in there as well. There's a huge amount of skill involved. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of skill work as well. Okay, so there's three things we need to look at. If we compare that to, say, a marathon runner, okay, biggest thing there is endurance. Yes, they need a certain level of speed, and that's important too, and anaerobic capacity, but they need to look at endurance. If we then compare that to, say, a 400-meter hurdler, okay, again, there's a certain level of endurance in there, which is quite high, but the anaerobic aspect is so much higher. There's going to be a technique and a specific technique to get over those hurdles. There needs to be acceleration and power at the start, okay, coming off the hurdles, going over the hurdles. So you can see you've got to look at the sport, look at the requirements so that we can start putting together exactly what your athlete needs to train on.